Hey family, this land owes us, and every black American should own a piece of it. Let's get into it. Let me say this clearly. This land owes us, okay? Our enslaved ancestors didn't just build the White House, you all. Our ancestors, they cleared fields, they planted cotton, they raised livestock, they built roads, and they did it all for what? For free. They worked this land, they died on this land, and many of us don't own not even a blade of grass today. But that has to change, you all. You all know that I am an educator. I'm also a real estate broker, and I'm going to break down exactly why Black Americans you must own land now, not later, not when it's easy, not when it's perfect, but now. So let's talk about the power of land and the reasons we deserve it, and how you can start today. The historical truth about land. Okay, let's go back in time for a second. After slavery ended, millions of black people were promised land, right? The whole 40 acres and a mule. Well, we know that that promise was broken. So instead of land, what did we get? We got sharecropping, working land we didn't own and barely surviving. Then came what? Redlining, land thefts by the white people stealing our land, discriminatory lending practices, gentrification. At every turn, this country blocked our access to land. But we never stopped dreaming of it. Because land means freedom, you all. It means power. Why do you think so many times throughout history, the white man has pushed Native Americans off of their land? I taught about the Trail of Tears, why they've stolen land from other races, because it means freedom and power. It means you're not living in someone else's mercy. So when we own land, black folk, we reclaim something that was stolen from our ancestors, and we start building something for our children. So why is land ownership, why does it matter today? First of all, in 2025, it matters because it builds one generational wealth, you all. Land is the one of the few assets that appreciates over time. When you own it, you can pass it down, you can build on it, you can rent it out, you can sell it. Listen, as a real estate broker, I tell people God can do a lot of things, but He is not making no more new land. I'm not saying He can't, but He's not. So when you have land, many stores like Walmart, Target, they won't buy the land they build on. They may lease it. They may rent it out for like 100-year contract they have with the owners. So you can do that. If you have enough land, you can rent it out to stores, corporations, companies. You can divide it into subdivisions. You can become a developer, or you can just grow crops on it. But whatever, it builds a generational legacy. Your kids shouldn't have to start over every generation. And see, that is why many of us are behind the eight ball when it comes to generational wealth, because we didn't have land passed down to us like many of our white counterparts did. Second reason why land ownership matters today is you can, like I said, you can build on it. With land, you can develop property, a home, a rental unit, a business. If you're creative and strategic, you can use zoning laws to create value that goes up every year. Get some land and develop it, put about 3 or 4 prefab homes on it, rent the homes out, sell them, whatever. But that's your land. Also, you can grow on it. Food insecurity is a big and real deal. With even a small plot of land, you can grow fruits and vegetables and herbs. Imagine families with gardens, community plots, or co-ops. Food is power, y'all, and land gives you that power. Also, it's a hedge against displacement. When you own something, can't nobody kick you out of it, or raise your rent, or gentrify you out of your own community. You have a stake, you have a voice, you have a value. And then there's a psychological liberation to having ownership. Owning land does something to your spirit. I'm telling you, whenever I drive, I'm in North Carolina, but when I travel throughout the South, you can just feel. Sometimes if you go into rural areas and you can see the old plantation homes and the old slave quarters, you can feel the blood of your ancestors. Like you can discern it. You can feel like, mm. My ancestors, some of our ancestors worked this land, and blood was shed on this land. I need this land back to reclaim what my ancestors did. You understand? When you walk differently when you own the ground beneath your feet. You understand what I'm saying? Like you stop feeling like a visitor in your own country. So buying land is more doable than you think, you all. So many people, as a real estate broker, so many people say, well, I can't afford it. I don't have enough money. My credit's not good. I wouldn't even know where to start. Well, I'm here telling you what you're doing. What you're going to do, black folk? Let me break it down. There are plots of land as cheap as $1,000 to $10,000 all over rural and semi-rural areas. And see, many of you all think that you have to actually live in the state that you buy in. No. So if you live in New York City or California and you're like, hey, there's some land down there in North Carolina or South Carolina, wherever, you can purchase it. And you don't have to just instantly just develop it all at once. You can own it and just sit on it until you have an idea of what you want to do with it. But the first thing you got to do, you got to buy it. You don't have to build right away. Just own it. There are land loans. There are owner financings. There is land auctions are real options. USDA loans can help you buy land in rural areas with low interest. Some counties give tax incentives to black farmers and first-time landowners. That's why you start, and this is not a shameless plug for me being a real estate broker, because if you all follow me, you know that I do a lot of teaching on this channel. But as a real estate broker, you can contact me. You can contact me and say, hey, Angela, I'm interested. Just tell me, what is the process? You don't have to, if you don't have the cash to buy land, then there are mortgages, land loans you can get. And I have access to people who deal with lending for land. So again, I'm here to educate you. I'm not here doing no shameless plugs for my business, but I want our people to own something. And if I can be a help to do that, that's what I'm here for. Each one, teach one. All right, and guess what, y'all? You don't have to buy alone. You can buy with a sibling, a cousin, a trusted friend, start a co-op. The system won't hand you power, so you got to take it, y'all. So let's talk about your spiritual responsibility for owning land. This isn't just about money. It's about honoring our ancestors, y'all. They dreamed of land they could never own. Now we live in a time where we can, and some of us won't even try, y'all. Some of y'all been renting all your damn life. Your grandma, your mama, all y'all just rent. All you're doing is making the landlord rich. You deserve to own something. And it doesn't have to be 20 acres. You can start with 1 or 2 acres. You understand? We have a responsibility to do better, y'all, to say you didn't die in those fields for nothing. I'm reclaiming this soil for us. That's what we're saying to our ancestors. That's what land ownership is about. It's reparations we give ourselves. So, if you don't remember anything else I say to you today, remember this. Land is power. Land is legacy. Land is liberation, you all. And we deserve all three. So start where you are. Learn what you need to know and ask for help. You can even partner up. But don't keep sleeping on the soil where our ancestors built this country on. If you think you're ready to start, contact me today. Leave a comment and just know that it is doable. At least start thinking about it and moving in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't have to sit here and let white folk just own everything. You have the ability to do it. And I believe you can. Hey, continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for your support. If my teachings bless you or educate you, share them with other people, okay? And feel free to buy a sister a cup of coffee or Venmo a couple of dollars. Each one help one, right? All right, talk to you soon. Be blessed. Love you. You deserve land.